After my first degree from Imo State University, IMSU, after all of the rigorous process of graduating uni, getting your clearance done, the rigorous process with Nigerian universities, and getting you on to the next stage of NYSC. NYSC is National Youth Service Corps that prepares students for the workforce, the job market. So you get to spend 1 full year working for the government, and then they get to pay you. As at then, in my own time, they paid 19,500. But in recent times, I heard it's about 50,000 naira. Yes. So I was posted for NYSC. I was posted to Benue State. That was my first time working and living in Benue State. I soon finished NYSC and I honestly wanted to redeploy to Lagos, Nigeria, where I grew up, but situations wouldn't let things happen. I ended up completing my service in Benue State. So eventually, fast forward to when I graduated from NYSC. When I passed out of NYSC, I came back to Lagos at my parents' house, and the reality of being a jobless Nigerian graduate hits me. That situation of after school, what next? I was faced with that reality. I stayed at home 1 full month. I felt sick. I felt physically sick. Malaria, typhoid, whatever it is. I grew thin, sick, that I appeared physically drained from frustration of staying at home, watching the sun rise in the morning, watching evening fall, children, adults go out for their activities and come back home and still meet me in the same spot. I had this permanent spot in my mother's house on the bed where I stayed morning till night. At some point, it seemed like my future was at standstill. Growing up as a child, I'd always had this dream to live and study abroad. I felt this natural discomfort that this environment I am in wasn't for me, especially the fact that I am from a very, very, very humble background. That didn't even help at all. After education, after coming out with good grades, and there is no job forthcoming, I felt hopeless. So I thought to myself, instead of just staying at home and watching people run their lives and come back and meet me in the same spot, I decided to go learn how to make clothes. But that actually is not the story for the day. So that's just on the side. Eventually, I'd already stepped out of the house. I was learning various skills to build myself whilst applying and waiting for my dream job. Or should I say, waiting for a job. So eventually I got this job with Jumia Market, then the Kemo branch of Jumia Market, and I was working there. I felt very fulfilled. I felt like I was on the right path to becoming the career woman I've always dreamed to be. But that wasn't going to be enough, as with the situation there where I worked then in Jumia, there were so many persons who were abroad returnees, who studied abroad, who were better placed in the office than some of us, even with the same degree in the same office. So you just feel this, you feel it, you see the difference, you see the disparity that, okay, you're a graduate, same BSc or whatever it is you have, but yours is Nigerian and yours is abroad certificate. So you just feel that divide in the environment. So this situation spurred me more to know that I needed to shoot for more. I needed to make more for myself. I've always been this one person who's never wanted to settle for less. I always want to push and get to the pinnacle. I want to get as far as I can get. So this desire to want to upgrade my skills, upgrade my educational qualification, build myself more, take myself as high as possible academically, which will eventually boost up my career, I knew I needed that upgrade. At that time, every money I was earning was coming into my pocket. Every money I was earning was geared towards saving for my academics to study abroad, because I knew my parents wouldn't be able to fund my education in the UK. But that dream will not stop. That dream will not die. So while I worked with Jumia, all of my money, every penny I earned, was savings. I would hardly spend my money on anything personal then, because I knew that if I'm not able to gather up these funds, I had no other alternative. And knowing the situation surrounding, circumstances surrounding me, I knew that if I was giving this a shot, this shot better be good. You know, when you've got just one bullet here in your gun, it has to hit the target. That was what it was for me. I knew that for my application, for my interview, for everything I'm going to go through, has to be this one time or nothing. So I gave it my 100. So this is why today I am coming here to share with you the interview questions when I did my own application, and from verifications from other friends who have gone through this process recently, even as at this year, who currently are in the UK. I was able to gather from these friends questions they were asked during their own interview as well. These questions I've put together, as well as possible answers or guide to answers you can follow and prepare and equip yourself with, so that at the time you'll be faced with these questions, you wouldn't stutter. You'll know how to answer them to give yourself a good chance of securing the study visa, so you do not get to lose money, lose time, or give up on your dreams. So one of the questions to expect to be asked, and wait, also, if you're yet to compile your personal statement, this particular video will give you a guide as to what the school also is expecting from you. So when compiling your personal statement, you'll be able to infuse some of these answers and some of this information in a way that it suits the course you're applying for, in a way that it suits your previous experience, in a way it suits whatever it is you've studied in your first degree and whatever work experience you have, right? Okay, so one of the questions you're likely to come across during your visa interview, or even an interview by the school personnel, the school admin, is why do you want to study in the UK? So now you'll be looking at letting them know how valued the UK educational system is around the world. You want to highlight how flexible it is studying here in the UK. You want to highlight the study and teaching methodology used here in the UK, which promotes creativity and skill set development. Also, because the UK has some of the best professors in every field of study possible out there, with high-level teaching resources and materials, you want to point it out to them that these are the benefits you intend and you're hoping to tap into and you're hoping to tap from, and you know for sure that it is going to give you value for your time and your money and your effort. Yeah, right. Another likely question you're going to be faced with is, how do you explain the gaps in your education or in your employment? Like in my own time, after I studied, it took about 6 months before I was able to gain professional employment. I had to explain the reason and what I'd been doing within that 6-month period upon graduation and getting a job, and the time frame between when I started working to when I'm making this application to come study at the university. So altogether it was 4 years in between. So I was able to explain to them in details, but before you get to this stage of interview, you've definitely filled the form. So everything you're saying has to be in coherence with whatever it is you filled in the form. Yeah, you understand, right? So everything has to be with the date and the month in correspondence. In everything you're doing, make sure there are no discrepancies. Make sure nothing is two-faced. Everything looks straight and well outlined. Yeah. Right. Another question is, why did you choose this module? With this question, you should be able to understand you have good knowledge of the course you've chosen to study. You should be knowledgeable about the various modules in this particular course you've chosen, how it's going to contribute to your future career goals, how it is related to your previous experience, and all of the areas it is just the right fit for your career path, your future aspirations. Even if you're intending to switch or change career, how this particular course is taking you to your next level of aspiration. Yeah. Right. Another question is, you're likely to be asked why you have chosen to study in this particular university. Like my own university is the University of Hertfordshire. I was asked why I chose to study at Hertfordshire, and prior to then, I think they expect the interviewer expects this question to be a no-brainer. They expect that you should already have passion for this university for you to have chosen it amongst other universities in the UK. So you want to prove to them that you have actually done your research. Like in my own time, I loved the University of Hertfordshire, that upon asking me this question, I had thousands, like, okay, if that's sounding exaggerated, I had loads of things to say about the uni, that who was even interviewing me was filled with smiles and was beaming with smiles and all, could tell how exciting it was going to be for me, how passionate I already was, how in love I already was, about the school. And it just shows, it just tells. So that is why you should be very involved in your school, very invested emotionally in your school. You should make your research about the school. Appear obsessed about the school if possible. During my own time, I made research about the school. I googled the school. I checked the school website, images about the school, videos about the school, the courses, things that go on in the school activities. Like, I've not even been there. If I have a conversation with you about Hertfordshire, then you would think, even when I was in Nigeria, you would think I've traveled to the UK and I've spent like 2 weeks there. So this is how passionate you should be about this this your chosen school, and your love and your knowledge for this school should just show. You can give them examples like mentioning certain maybe sports location, certain fun activities, certain school blogs, school halls that appears that you are knowledgeable about the school. And trust me, your interviewer will see the genuinity. They will just see through you, and you score good points towards getting your study visa. Right, this other question is a very tricky one. They could ask you this question: why didn't you decide, or why didn't you choose to study in any of the universities in your own country, in your home country, wherever it is? So right here is your chance to make them understand the value you have placed, or how much you have accredited, or how wide you have researched about studying in the UK. You want to make them understand that the quality of education the quality and the standard of education you're going to get here in the UK is nothing compared to what you would have gotten in your home country. And with my own home country where I'm coming from, is actually the truth, because the standard of education back in my home country is not as great as what I'm getting here in the UK. It is what it is. That is not to water down my country's educational standard, no, but the undeniable fact is, juxtaposing the standard of education, the way it's taught in my home country versus the way it's taught, I'm talking about teaching methodology, basically, like in comparison to what is here or how it's taught here, it's not to par, right? So this is one very good way to answer this question. Make them understand that the reason why you have chosen, to study in the UK is based on how internationally recognized and respected the UK certificate and degree is, and that's something you really want to tap into to help you get to your next level in life, your career. This next question, how will the particular course you've chosen help you to get into where you need to get to with your future plans and your career growth? With this question, you will want to link it to what you've studied previously. Even if it's not the same thing, let's say you studied law with your first degree, and your second degree you're here to study international tourism and events management, for example. Or you studied in your first degree agricultural engineering, and you're here to study, say, computer science, if it's applicable. You want to look for a way to marry these two courses. You want to look for a way to connect these two courses based on your future career goals and plans. All you need to do is be able to articulate your points well, articulate your thoughts well, articulate your words well, in line with your previous study, in line with your research around what your new course is going to be about, how it is related or how it can be related to what you've studied before, infusing elements of your future career goals. There you have it. You just have to be able to marry all of these situations together to prove it to them that this course is the right fit for your next step in life. Next, you could be asked where you intend to stay while during your time of study. You should be able to know at least where this school is located geographically, what borough in the UK it's located, and then make them understand where you're going to be staying. Are you going to be staying in campus, off campus? And you should be able to give your reasons why you've chosen to stay in or off campus, in consideration to cost of living, rent, transportation, proximity, and all of those things. Be explicit, plain, and elaborate on whatever it is your choices are. Another important one you likely might encounter is how you were able to gather the funds to pay your tuition, and if you still have some outstanding debts. They also want to know, like, what I mean by outstanding debt is, if let's say you've paid maybe half of the fees as deposit, how you intend to complete the payment by the time you're studying. Take note, in answering this question, you do not want to make them understand in any way that you intend to rely on working while studying to pay up your fees. No. It's a no. It's a huge red flag for them. You want to be able to demonstrate, explain, and prove to them how you intend to, offset your school fees. You could either let them know that you'll be, sponsored by your parents. Your parents are going to be sending you money, or your family members or your friends are definitely going to be sending you money to offset your remaining tuition. And everything you're saying, you would not be sounding on a probability level. You'll be sounding assuredly that, oh yes, certain, like make it has to sound like everything is sorted, like you're well prepared, you're not confused, you're not going to fall into frustration. Situations will not get out of hand along the way. You need to appear confident. You need to appear like you got it all put together. Yeah, and you should actually get it all put together. Now, at some point, they might want to know what your future career plans are, because you've spoken so much about what you intend to do in future. So they might want you to give them an overview of what is your future career plans are. So you should be able to tell them where you're seeing yourself, say 5 years after your study, where you intend to work, if you intend to be an entrepreneur, what business plans you already have, while still connecting it to proving to them why you need this course to help you get to that stage. Yeah. Also, you likely might be asked if you intend to work while studying in the UK. And if you do, if you are aware of the restrictions attached to your working while studying as a student. So you should be well equipped with this knowledge of knowing that it is 20 hours per week during term time, and then off term time you can work full time. But if you do not intend to work, still make them state it clearly that you do not intend to work while you're studying. Okay, now given the 2 years post-study work visa, they will ask you after studying what are your plans. Do you intend to remain and work during the 2 years post-study work visa? Do you intend to leave? What are your plans? So definitely you should make them understand that yes, you intend to gain the experience. That's the word. You intend to gain UK working experience with the 2 years post-study visa, because you believe that gaining this work experience, even if you decide to go back to your home country or relocate to somewhere else, this work experience in conjunction with your newly acquired degree will give you a very high standing and ranking in the world market for whatever job you intend to go for whatever business fair you intend to delve into. That the work experience will do massive for you in shooting you to your next stage. Then you could be asked if you have other commitments that could make studying in the UK difficult for you, like family, home, if you're married, children, and all of that situation. Now you have to tailor your answer based on your circumstance or your situation. If you're a family person or if you're a single person. If you're a single person, is simple and straightforward. Oh no, you do not have family commitments or children. It's just you, that you have all of the time, that you're giving your education 100%, as you don't have all of these connections drawing you back. But if you are a parent or you have a spouse or something studying, you still want to prove to them that your education is priority to you. As a matter of fact, you left your home country to come down here to study, and you've put in so much funds, you've put in time, you've put in effort. This has been your dream come true, that you're definitely, for no reason are you trying to mix it up or water it down with unnecessary sidetractions. That your family members, yes, are very important to you, but they do understand that you have a goal to pursue. As such, your family members and you yourself are working together to make sure you utilize the best of your time here in the UK to ensure you get the best out of your education. So you go out there, put yourself together and give it your 100, give it your best shot. You got this. I know you got this. I'm rooting for you. You'll get past this one. You'll get through this one. And as I said before, if you've not done your personal statement, some of these things or some of these answers are what you should infuse. Make the school understand that you have a passion for their school, for the course you're coming for. Present it to them how great an opportunity it will be for you to study in their school, and all of what, most importantly, what you have to offer their school from all of your previous experience, study and work, because that part is actually huge for writing your personal statement. The school wants to see you. They want to see how much, especially when you're doing a postgraduate, they want to see how much skill set you've built for yourself, how much you've gotten from your first degree, how much you've gotten from your work experience and every other experience, creative personal experiences, personal learning and stuff that you intend to bring into their school, and particularly into your course of study, that they can work with to help you get to your next stage. I wish you the best. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.